Ever been in an interview and somebody says, yeah, so when interviewing somebody for a job, I want to be able to catch them by surprise. I want to know what's going to go on when they are thrown a random question and how well they can think on their feet. So I want somebody to say, in fact, Dr. J, it's, oh. So here's my general basic interview flow questions that guarantees that I'm going to get the best human being who comes into my office, or like if you do a Zoom interview, to be the person who I actually hire. Yeah, you start off with the basic kind of rigmarole questions that you're always going to ask. Hey, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Every single interview, I want to make sure that I can have a conversation with the person I'm hiring. And just hey, tell me about yourself is a great way to start. You're casual and you're just engaging in dialogue. And then I get specifically, like, why do you want to get into the field? Like, they have to have a good answer for that. Why specifically here? I ask why specifically they want to work here because I want some proof that they actually went out and they actually researched our job, our team, and said, hey, I love this about your website. If somebody doesn't give me any inclination that they've done any research online, I usually stop right there. By the way, when you're at number one and you say, I can't even have a conversation with this person, then you got to pull the plug. So at any question, just feel free to pull the plug and say, oh, great, thank you for your time, and I'll be in touch. By the way, in the event that you say, thank you very much, we'll be in touch, 100% of the time, I always call back that person and let them know that they weren't hired. People will appreciate that, the karma and the energy of telling someone, hey, really appreciate you. We found somebody else with better experience. Give them an honest chance and let them know that they didn't get their job, that they didn't get the job. They will almost always answer the phone call, and the conversation is always worse in your head than it is in reality. So tell me about yourself, just engage dialogue. Why the field? Why here? You have to show some research, have to show some initiative. Why do you think you'll be a good fit here? Why do you think you'll be a good fit with the team? That's the fourth question. And then once you get through there, now you're looking for, okay, does this person actually fit? Purely objective. Can you make 100% of the hours? Do you know when we're open? No, I don't. Ooh. They have to have done some research, make sure they can, well, when are you actually open? That's a red flag. They didn't invest in any details. Speaking about the details, what I always put in the ad that goes out to people who I want to work with, tell me about your favorite book and why. If somebody does not tell me about their favorite book and why, 100% disqualified. They haven't put the time and effort in the follow through. I need somebody who's going to follow through. And you know what? I need that because I'm not the best with follow through. If I'm not the best with follow through, I need somebody to help me follow through. I need that piece done. Details and follow through. Are you concerned about the commute? What's your drive time? Depends on where you live. Like if there's snow and I live in Florida now, so I'm worried about hurricanes. Someone's got an hour and a half commute on I-4. That's going to be an issue. If someone lives in Colorado and they've got to commute through snow, that has been an issue. So what's the commute look like? Are you concerned about it? Give me specifics. What's your experience and knowledge of this particular field? And it's okay. Sometimes I'll say, look, it's okay if you've got none. We can train this. I'm looking to hire not for skills, but for competence. I'm looking to hire for ability to learn, not their skills. Here's a question. And this is kind of like the lead into the multitasking. Can you think on your feet? Give me an example of a time you had to multitask under pressure. Well, there was this one time when somebody's yelling at me, or and I really look, I've done my job poorly, and here's how I responded to it. What is your experience or knowledge of the profession? Get kind of vanilla, and then look, tell me a time you had to multitask under pressure. And sometimes that question before is a good setup for that. Give an example of a time you had to deal with a difficult customer. Again, following up on the pressure piece. And then I give them a specific example. What would you do if X, Y, or Z happened? Do you want them to solve the problem? What would happen? What happens if somebody called? I've had a bad experience with. I used to be a chiropractor. I've had a bad experience with a chiropractor before, and I really don't want to come in. Okay, how do you feel that phone call? So I want them to be able to think on their feet under pressure. And chances are the questions you give them specific to your office, they've never had that question before, and they'll probably never have it. But again, you want to see how they're thinking on their feet. All right, it can be a project you're proud of. That's the next question. It doesn't have to be work related. It can be home. Have you done something with replacing a toilet and you did it with YouTube videos? What's a project you're proud of? Specifically, what's your learning style? How do you learn best? That's more for me. Will I be able to communicate what I expect out of my job to them? I was in healthcare, so this is an important piece. It's also a core value of mine. What do you do in your own life to promote and maintain your health and wellness? By the way, if you want any of these questions and you're taking notes, just quickly shoot us a note, leave us a comment here, or direct message us your email, and we'll send you these interview questions specifically to you. Hey, here's a question that's always important to me. Where do you see yourself in 3 years? I don't want somebody who's a 1 year, 2 year player. I actually want somebody who's like a 5, 10, 15 year player. If you ask yourself 5, 10, 15 to somebody, they're going to be like, whoa, that's a long commitment. Just ask for 3 years because it gives you a good idea of where their mindset's at. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back to school. Ooh, I need somebody a little more full-time and longer thinking into the future. So after that question, this is really important. Where do you see yourself in 3 years? This is my next question. My question. It doesn't have to be yours. What's your favorite swear word? And so what I'm looking for is somebody actually going to go through and say, so Dr. J, my answer is... So you don't want somebody who's going to give you like 5 swear words in a row and just be like, it's... I'm just looking for somebody who's going to say, oh, well, that's an interesting question. I'd probably say that my favorite swear word is, oh, darn. And the reason why I ask this is because sometimes in the office, I actually am like, oh, God, what a terrible day. I just need to get through this. And sometimes I'll just F-bomb. And I want somebody who can take the worst of me and not be like totally offended by it and like run the other way. I want the ability to be my most expressive self and not feel like I'm tampering things down. But I also like realize like I don't want like a swearing arena also. So if somebody's just like, boom, and hits back with a couple swear words, you probably don't want that person. You don't want somebody who's also not going to be afraid to say, well, geez, I'd rather not swear at work. But if I had to choose one, it'd be, that was the best answer I ever got. And that person is still working for the business today. And even though I've sold it, she's working for the new owners of the business. So that, again, optional. But if you don't want to have like, what's your favorite swear word, have some sort of pattern up there because you want to see how they think on their feet again. They've told you how they think on their feet when they're under pressure and under challenge, but how do they actually think when you directly put them under pressure? The other question that's like, oh, what's your worst attribute? Well, that's that I care too much about people, doggone it. Like everyone knows that one. This is a better answer, a better question. And there's generally no best answer to it, but you are looking for their response. Okay, so here's other optional questions. Give us some example of a time you fully committed to something. If you're not getting the full commitment, like tell me a little bit about the time you fully committed to something. Well, I fully committed to finishing high school. Okay. Give me something deeper. Another one. Why are you looking for another job if you were recently hired somewhere else? So when somebody comes in with the job application and there's a gap of time, they're not working, I want to know why. Also, I want to know if they are currently working for somebody, why are they not going to be looking for another job when they're under my watch? So why are you looking for another job? This is for somebody specifically who's been hired somewhere else. Or you can even say, look, according to your job, you're still working. Why are you looking here? Frankly, how do I know you're not going to leave when you're working here? I have this also. If you have anybody who's younger in your team or you look younger and they're older, how do you feel about working for someone younger than you? That can be an issue for some people. So ask them straight up, look, how do you feel about working for somebody younger than you? Are you able to take direction? And just see if they're actually giving the answer lip service or if they're actually giving you a proper answer. We want curious and prepared people. So what questions do you have for me? I want to know how prepared they are. We want curious, prepared folks. What questions do you have for me? If they say nothing, then you kind of got to go with the flow. But that's really what I'm after. And ask them, what do you like about this interview? What didn't you like about this interview? Well, I didn't like the swear word. I really wasn't prepared for that, but it was, kind of fun also. Ask them that. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe down below here. Leave us a comment. Let us know what worked about this video, what didn't work, what we can do better, different, other. And frankly, if you want these questions emailed to you, just leave us a comment down below here or send us a direct message. Happy to send you these directly. All right, gang. Cheers.
Our mission at Full Circle Coaching and Consulting is to awaken individuals to the power of authentic expression and help them realize their full potential, both personally and professionally. Without a cookie-cutter approach, we help you design and manifest your most authentic dream life, resulting in you earning more money and you having more time with your loved ones. You don't need to learn anything new in order to have the business and life you desire. You need to unlearn and shed all the unsupportive beliefs and behaviors that are subconsciously sabotaging your success. We help you connect with that factory-installed inner guidance and then reverse engineer the steps it takes to go from where you are to where your heart is calling you to be. This is our specialty. Let us help. When you're ready, connect with us through the links in the description below or go to our website at fullcirclecoachingandconsulting.com.